Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. This video is going to be about the Schrade. You ready for this one? SCHOTF8TBS. It's a out the front. First, I'd like to thank the folks at Schrade for sending me this so I can show it to you. I'm not even going to try to remember the numbers behind it, but let's just say it's an automatic out the front Tanto bladed serrated knife. And gosh, that's a mouthful without even the letters. But just want to take a quick look at the close-ups and details and specs on this thing, and then we'll get to doing some of that. Man, I'm probably going to do that a lot in this video because it is just plain fun. Okay, but we'll get to doing a little bit of knife stuff with this thing. Okay, so stick with me. This is the Schrade SCHOTF8TBS. It's a Viper out the front assisted opening knife. This knife features a 3.35-inch partially serrated Tanto blade of AUS-8 high carbon stainless steel, a 5.15-inch handle of black aluminum, an overall open length of 8.5 inches. The knife features a safety lock, a blade release, a finger actuator, a glass break, and a reversible pocket clip. Okay, well that was some of the specs and some close-ups of this out the front Tanto knife from Schrade. I'm not even going to try for the numbers. And you know what? I like dogs. I really do. Okay, so you may have seen the video I did on, here's the knife we got today. You may have seen the video I did on its cousin, which is very similar, but you can see this is a double-edged blade that is basically a spear point, whereas this is a single-edged Tanto blade, which is partially serrated. Other than that, they are the same knife, as you can see. Same mechanics, same actuator, same everything. They function exactly the same. Let me put you up before I cut myself. So, real quick rundown on the way this thing works. Let me just close it up. We'll start from scratch. Okay, so the knife is closed up. It has a safety switch here. When you turn that to where you see the red, that means it is ready to fire, so to speak. And then you have a button here, which when you push it up, the knife blade fires. You got another little release here, so you got it to push this back. You pop the release. You can see the blade move back in just a little bit. You take this retraction lever and you pull it all the way back, and it locks. At this point in time, it is cocked and locked, ready to go. So I would advise, if you're going to carry this thing, to put it in safety mode so that the red is not showing. If you want to fire it, you pull it down the red and just turn around where you can see it. Push the button there, and it fires. And you'll notice when it fires, this actuator moves from here to here. Did you see that? Let's show you again. So watch this thing. Not the blade. I know the blade looks cool, but just watch this. So this moves up with the blade, because this is actually part of the blade. So I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a law enforcement officer. I'm not a knife manufacturer. So they assure me this is considered an assisted opening, not an automatic knife. So anyway, what I thought we would do, instead of me just doing this until you are aggravated and irritated enough to reach through the screen and try to throttle me, is we'll do a little bit of knife stuff. But I mean, I could do this for a long time because it's just fun. Okay, so we're here at the old Stump top, and this is definitely, obviously, not a bushcraft knife, but we're going to do a little bit of knife stuff with it just because. So all we do first is, I've got a piece of oak here, and a lot of people do not like the serrated edges, but you know, especially in the woods. For cutting cardboard and whatnot, I think it's great, but let's just see how well it does, because I'll show you something I think that serrations do really well, and that's some serrations anyway, pretty good for carving some feathers. Okay, it's got all sorts of mechanical devices and springs in there, so it's not made for beating on and slamming around or throwing. But I did want to show you. Okay, I got a piece of paper here. Let's get that out of the way. And it's stinking sharp, man. It's just a really handy little knife, but you know what else I like about it? It's just plain cool. Okay, let's be real here. If you're looking at this knife, you're not looking at it to go in the woods and build a shelter, build a fire, whatever. You know, this knife's really purpose is to carry in your pocket and use for everyday tasks and possibly for self-defense, you know, as a weapon, or to get yourself, you know, to break glass or cut a seat belt and break a window or whatever you need to do. Or you just like it because it's cool. I mean, you know, it actually fits your hand pretty well. The one thing you got to be aware of when you got a knife like this, though, as opposed to a true automatic, this is part of the blade. So if you try to fire it when you're holding it like this, it's not going to fire. See, because your fingers are in the way of this. So you have to remember to leave this slot, you know, unobstructed. You have to hold it kind of like this and fire it. So that's another thing that separates it from like a true automatic. You can't just hold it and go out. So you do have to pay attention to that. So open it like that, and then you can grab it. But you know, for the price compared to a lot of automatics, that's just a small compromise you need to make. If you really think you might use this in a tactical type situation, you need to be aware of that. But it is extremely sharp, straight out of the box from Schrade, and just does a great job all the way around. So if you're looking for a good knife and a cool knife, you might want to check this one out. And I'm going to read it to you one more time. It is the SCHOTF8TBS Tanto serrated blade out the front knife, Viper series from Schrade. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been helpful. As always, thanks for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for clicking that thumbs up. Let Google know you like this kind of video, for sharing it with your friends, for watching those ads, and for doing your shopping on Amazon through my links. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time.